Effort is the internal experience of having to force yourself to do something, or having to push, right? Push your body or push your mind into a certain action or a certain whatever routine. That's what effort is, right? You can live this life and do most things with minimal to no effort if you allow yourself to get into a flow state. If you can learn how to let go of the desire for a specific outcome, or the desire to hit certain deadlines or whatever, and if you instead focus on enjoying the process of whatever you're doing and just allowing yourself, you have to kind of detach. You have to kind of like let go of whatever it is that you're doing and not worry about how it's going to happen or how it's going to come to fruition. Like when you get behind the wheel of a car, right? Driving a car for most people is effortless, right? We get behind the wheel and we know that we're going somewhere, and we don't really most of the time worry about how we're going to get there. We're not sitting there thinking about how am I going to shave a couple seconds off of my time, unless you're late for work or stuck in traffic. But the majority of the time you're driving a car, and driving that car is effortless, even though driving a car is like a sensitive thing. You're driving a multi-thousand-pound piece of metal down the road at like breakneck speeds, 60, 70 miles an hour. So your life and the lives of other people are like hanging in the balance every time you drive a car, and yet it is extremely effortless for you to do so. You don't really need to have this internal friction or like resistance to whatever you're doing where you're trying to push and make it happen. You can just let go, and most things you would probably learn how to do that thing and become more proficient at that thing just as quickly, if not more quickly, had you just let go and allowed yourself to naturally learn how to do it. Like if you pick up a guitar and you've never played a guitar before, and everybody is watching you, there's like 6 people and they're like, yeah, do it this way, do it that way, and you have all this pressure on you and you're trying so hard to play this guitar for the first time, you're gonna have a much more difficult time than if you were like sitting down and you just decided to like pick the guitar up and you were like, whatever, I'm gonna learn how to play this thing. And then over time, before you know it, you're playing it and you're like actually pretty good at it, right? That's how 99% of things in this life work. It's just that we don't think so because we are so anxious. We are so predicated and so fixated on having a specific outcome and making sure that we live under a certain level of comfort and that we live a certain level of like luxurious lifestyle, and that other people see us at a certain level of, you know, success and status and whatever, that we don't let go enough when we're doing things to just not have to waste all of our energy doing every task that we do every day. Like you could just walk through this life in such an easygoing, lighthearted, light-footed way. You really can. Doesn't matter what you do. Whatever your job is, whatever your situation is, you can be so light-footed. You could float 2 inches off the ground everywhere that you walk, everywhere that you go in your life. If you're willing to let go of all of these things that are weighing you down, let go of all of these things that are holding you to the ground and causing you as a person to put all of this force and all of this inner energy into everything that you do. Instead, you can let go. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be that way. It's your decision. You know, for me, I'm gonna make music today. So when I sit down and I decide that I'm gonna make this song, am I going to, okay, this song has to be this way, and I'm gonna, I better make sure that my face looks intense and that I'm looking at the screen very focusedly and nothing can get in my way, and I'm gonna set a deadline for myself. I have to do this in 90 minutes. 90 minutes, no longer, no shorter. And I'm gonna put full effort and attention and energy into this, and it has to come out exactly this way in 90 minutes, or I'm not gonna be satisfied and I'm gonna be upset and I'm gonna be grumpy. Like, Am I going to do that? No, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to make music because I want to. Right? You have to let go. And then your life becomes effortless. Once you let go of all of this bullshit that doesn't matter, once you let go of all this shit and you just allow yourself to be here and do what you want, do what feels natural to you, you can live this life effortlessly by removing your inner resistance to what is. You can live this life effortlessly by removing the attachment that you have to things being a certain way, okay? And just accepting the way that they are right now. So another part of this is living in the present moment. And not focusing so much on the future. And when something is past, let it pass. Like that's a big one. That it, like looking to the future is a little bit okay. When it comes to this whole present moment thing, the past though, dude, let that go. Like immediately. Immediately. You need to practice that. You said something embarrassing to your date, let it go. Like that happened 2 seconds ago, let it go. Forget that it even happened. Let it go. You're right here, right now. Because when you start practicing that, then that's another thing. Life becomes very effortless at that point, because then you're not so, like I used to say something and then get embarrassed about the thing that I said, like it was stupid or it didn't, it didn't get the laughs that I thought it would in the group of people that I'm with. And then I would like focus on that for a minute and it would like, oh man, it just made being around people such a chore sometimes. Or I'm thinking that like, why are we talking about this? Like I used to have so much anxiety, so much social anxiety about like, why are we talking about this topic? When that's a big one. Like when next time you have a conversation with somebody, do not control what you want the conversation to be about because of what you think it's like, what you think is normal or what you think the correct conversation to have in that moment is. Like, dude, talk about whatever. Let go. Just let go completely. The next time you're talking about, maybe in an unprofessional setting at first so that you can get used to it. But when you talk to somebody, next time you have a conversation, let go completely and just say the first thing that comes to mind. Try that. See what happens. Because that's like the essence. That right there is like the essence of what I'm trying to get at. Next time you talk to somebody, just talk to them and don't even think about what you're going to say. Just say it. And accept whatever it was. Was it funny? Was it not? Who cares? Just accept it. It's you. If it came out of you from like a place of just, I'm saying the first thing that comes to mind in regards to this conversation, it was you that said it. And that's what really matters. You're being authentic. Don't filter yourself. It's a little different. It's tricky in professional situations, I understand. But like, practice that. Practice that. This life does not have to be full of effort. This life does not have to be difficult. The correctness of the way that things are going in your life, or the perceived correctness of the way that things are going in your life, is not the indicator of how easy or difficult your life is. Your life becomes more or less, your life becomes more easy or less easy based off of the way that you perceive the challenges that you're facing. Because the thing that people don't realize is that even when materially you become more successful and whatever, there's millions of other things in your life that are going to challenge you. And like, why do you think that so many people like become like rich and successful and then their lives blow up? They become like a pedophile, or they like do something weird and go off the rails and then end up in prison and shit. The reason that stuff happens is because people thought that material success was the one thing that they had to worry about. And they didn't realize that there's like 99 other things in their life that also are challenging you, right? And so your life doesn't become easier just because you have money. It doesn't. Because the external world is only like 1% of what your entire experience of life is like. So you're going to have other challenges. Even if you became the richest person in the world right now, your life is still going to be challenging, because you can't live an easy life, because life is always throwing challenges at you. If the bad stuff didn't exist, the good stuff wouldn't be here either, right? They have to be together. So that's my point, is that the way that you perceive life determines the difficulty of your life. Whether you're living in Whether you're living in a hut in the woods or you're living in a giant mansion and you drive 14 different cars every week, it doesn't matter. The person living in the mansion could think that their life is extremely difficult, and the person living in the hut could be living freely and having the most lighthearted experience you've ever seen in your life. And in fact, that happens. I'm saying this as a hypothetical, but that situation that I just said is happening right now. It's your decision whether your life is difficult or easy. It's your decision whether you choose to have resistance in your life or whether you choose to live your life free of resistance and floating 2 inches off the ground everywhere you go. That's your decision. That's all you have to do is decide that I don't want to live a life of extreme challenge and effort anymore. And instead, I'm going to let go of everything that bothers me. I'm going to let go of the things that don't serve me. I'm going to let go of the things that I can't control. And I'm just going to choose to enjoy this experience. I'm going to choose to enjoy this life, regardless of whether I get what I think I want or not. Okay, rant over. Much love to you guys. Thank you for sharing this space with me. That was awesome. That felt good to get off my chest. It feels good to be back because I've been gone for like a week. So I want to start making these videos again because it feels good. Much love to you guys. Thank you for sharing the space with me. There is a link in the description below to my second YouTube channel. I'm going to be creating content for that today because I want to make music and I want some music stuff to be on there. I think it's going to be really cool. So if you want to go check that out, it's in the description. All right. Again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. Thank you.